All right, all right, all right, all right. I've been procrastinating on making this video because originally I was gonna try and work on something a lot more like, I don't know. I'll show a clip of what I was working on.
Last year I moved to New York City. I spent a month here in July 2021 on vacation, came back to San Francisco, spent the month of August finding an apartment, found a dumpy Craigslist one in a weird part of Brooklyn, and fucked off to the East Coast. I want to tell you that it's great here. I want to tell you
And I'm a little disappointed that I feel like I've failed because I do this a lot where like I start projects and then I don't finish them, but I need to get this done. And if I, things are moving kind of at a fast pace right now. So if I don't get this video done, I don't feel like I'm gonna put it out. So I'm 21. I turned 21. Maybe it's like February 16th. I turned on the 31st of January. And I was just walking right now. I'm in walking out of Greenwich Village in New York, and I was just thinking about how good life is right now, and I'm getting a little emotional because it doesn't feel like I can handle it all the time. And I really struggle with a feeling that things are going to work out, but life is really beautiful right now. I moved here alone in September 2021, and since then it's been a really fucking huge struggle. I've dealt with a lot of really chaotic situations and a lot of fucked up people. Mostly in my living situations that were really informing my experience here so far. And yeah, it's been the hardest period of my life, actually. It's really been the hardest thing I've ever done. Just to kind of recap 2022, I basically spent it hopping around apartments, trying to figure out somewhere peaceful. Haven't had many friends in this city, still kind of don't, but I'm getting somewhere. I think the biggest thing, I feel like I'm drawing a blank right now as to all the things that happened, but the biggest thing is that my mom passed away, and that's what I'm feeling the most right now. And I'm really sad about it. I think that's probably mostly what I'm going to talk about. Is I think my experience being 20 has been me adjusting to a lot of fast change, because things changed so drastically and quickly as soon as I came out here. And I don't know, I struggle with a lot of money. I struggled from about July 2022 up until now, basically, the past month. It's February now. I've struggled very much with money. For a good portion of the year, I was working a part-time job supporting myself wholly on that, and I'd never had that experience before. And it really drained me. It made things really fucking hard. It made it hard to enjoy the city. It made it hard to enjoy my relationship, which I am still in. Last video I was talking about that. That has kept going, which is fantastic. And on top of that, like I, talked about, my mom died in September, and it was basically, I came back from about like 5 days in the ICU, and had to just straight go back to work. Give me a second, I'm gonna catch the train. It's pretty much, I experienced the death of my mom, and I go straight back to fucking work. I actually had my first full-time week, and it was crazy the amount of fucking adrenaline I came back to work with. But it was because I was kind of in a lot of fucking shock, and I didn't really get a break to process a lot of this shit. And of course, it's a episode of major grief. I'm still processing this shit. But yeah, I there's a lot. It's a lot that I ask of myself to try and like summarize all this shit in an improvised video. But I think if I'm going to summarize my experience, I think it would be learning to go with the sea changes, learning to ride the wave and not fight it, that sort of thing. Because I've had to do a lot of that, and I do a lot of trusting that just shit will work out, take the next best foot forward. That's what I did when I, signed up for more hours, because I found out, shit, I'm not actually going to school for the fall because of a residency issue, and I couldn't get, money from going to school. I'll need to take up more time at this one source of income. That was the next best step, etc., with all those things. I guess I wish right now I could remember a bit more detail, but it really has been a blur. I guess just talking about where I'm at now, I'm currently living in Prospect Lefferts Gardens in Brooklyn, and it's very, very nice. I've been here for a couple weeks now. A lot more calmer than my last living situation, which was in Bushwick with a bunch of people closer to my age who didn't really have their shit together. I'm paying a lot more in rent at this place, but I'm only living with one person, and he's fucking awesome. And he's much older, so he has his shit together. And I'm back in school for the first time since last June. Doing it part-time, not doing it full-time anymore, because I found out that was really stressful. I ended up leaving that job that was stressing me out, mostly because of how the company was run. So, and I'll be starting a new job next week. I've had to really make a lot of big boy fucking decisions, and it's been a lot of shit that's challenged what I ever thought I was capable of. But I've had to a lot of times make decisions that were not reliant on the perfect situation, but more reliant on what I knew, or at least I felt I needed in the moment. And so, I don't know, that's all I really got. I'm really tired. I just had a great time celebrating Valentine's Day with my girlfriend. We celebrated it a day later. Oh, so I guess it's the 15th, not the 16th. What the fuck ever. Life is really good. I'm getting money. I'm not rich, of course not, but I can afford everything I need and a little bit of what I don't need, and that is okay with me. I felt like this could have been better, but I'm just gonna leave it at that. This is not supposed to be for a huge audience anyway. It's supposed to be for me. So with that, I will see you next year.